Have you ever tried reasoning with someone who never takes responsibility? They twist your words, rewrite history, and somehow, every argument ends with you being the villain and them being the misunderstood hero. Sound familiar? If you've ever walked away from a conversation feeling like your sanity was just played with, you're not imagining things. You might be dealing with a narcissist. But here's the good news. You don't have to scream to be heard. You don't have to lower your standards to win. Because in this video, I'm giving you 5 psychological tricks that silently flip the power dynamic, without you even raising your voice. And trust me, number 5. It's subtle, surgical, and absolutely devastating. They never see it coming. Stick around. This changes everything. Let's dive in. 1. Mirror, but don't argue. Narcissists feed off conflict. That's their fuel. Attention, validation, and emotional chaos. When you argue, even if you're completely right, you're still giving them exactly what they want. Center stage. So what do you do instead? You mirror. Stay calm. Emotionless. Unshaken. They throw out accusations like, "You never support me." You don't explain. You don't defend. You simply reflect. You feel unsupported. That's it. What just happened? You flipped the script. Instead of stepping onto their emotional stage, you handed them a flat, empty echo of their own words. They are expecting fire. You gave them fog. This creates a mental dissonance they can't stand. They want chaos, but you're giving them silence. They want control, but you're not playing the part. And here's the secret. When you stop reacting the way they expect, you slowly start taking back control, without them even realizing it. 2. Master the gray rock, and mean it. Gray rocking is more than just acting uninterested. It's about becoming emotionally untouchable. Think about this. Narcissists are predators of attention. They scan every room for emotional supply like a vampire looks for blood. So what happens when you give them? Nothing. You go gray rock. You become boring, neutral, unshakable. They scream. You blink. They provoke. You breathe. They insult. You nod. Not cold. Not rude. Just unavailable. And here's where most people fail. They fake it. They pretend to be indifferent while secretly hoping the narcissist changes. But that little hope, it leaks through. Narcissists smell it from a mile away. So if you're going gray rock, go all in. Emotionally detach. Let go of the fantasy that they'll change. Withdraw your energy like it's gold, because it is. First emotionally, then physically. But the emotional detachment must come first. When they realize they can't provoke you, they lose interest. And in that moment, you win. 3. Ask absurdly specific questions. This trick is sharp, surgical, and devastating. Narcissists love vagueness. They'll throw out blanket accusations like, "You always make me feel like the bad guy." Don't bite. Instead, calmly ask, "Can you tell me the exact moment that happened? What were my exact words?" They freeze. Why? Because now you're shifting the game. You're moving the conversation from emotional manipulation to logical accountability. And logic, it's their kryptonite. They can't provide specifics, because most of the time, their accusations are built on smoke and emotion, not facts. This tactic forces them into the light. They either have to clarify, or they collapse. This one's so powerful, we'll come back to it later, because when paired with trick number 5, it becomes unstoppable. 4. Give them the illusion of control. This one is genius, and it works almost every time. See, narcissists need to feel powerful. If you try to take control openly, they'll push back hard. But if you offer them control strategically, you can guide the whole conversation. Here's how. Instead of saying, "I'm not tolerating this anymore," try, "Do you want to talk now or after you've had time to think?" Either way, you're enforcing a boundary, but you're giving them a choice, which tricks their ego into thinking they're in charge. It's the classic parent move. Do you want the red cup or the blue one? The kid picks, but the parent still controls the outcome. You're doing the same thing. 2 options, both on your terms. But the narcissist feels like they've won. This is silent psychological jujitsu, and it works because it disarms their defenses while protecting your space. 5. Validate their ego, then redirect it. This is the knockout punch. Most people try to beat narcissists by attacking their ego. Big mistake, because their ego is a fortress. You can't break through it, but you can use it against them. Watch this. Start with validation. You're always so confident in your decisions. Then, slide in your boundary. That's why I know you'll respect that I've made one, too. Boom. You've just planted a boundary inside a compliment. It sounds like flattery, but it lands like steel. And here's the best part. It's hard to reject because rejecting it would mean rejecting the compliment. And narcissists hate that. Now, remember that absurdly specific question from earlier. Combine it, hey. Say, you are usually so precise in your thinking. That's why I was surprised by what you said earlier. Can you walk me through it again? Now they are trapped. If they double down, they risk contradicting their self-image. If they walk it back, you win. Either way, you've shifted the power, without raising your voice or breaking a sweat. These tricks aren't about playing games. They are about reclaiming your peace. Narcissists thrive on emotional chaos. They want to drag you into their storm. But when you mirror without reacting, gray rock without hope, question without emotion, offer boundaries as choices, and validate while redirecting, you become untouchable. You're no longer dancing to their tune. You're composing your own music. And here's the truth. They won't know what changed, but they'll feel it, and they'll either back off or get exposed by their own patterns. Either way, you win. If you found this helpful, stay tuned for the next video where we'll talk about how to spot covert narcissists in the first 5 minutes of meeting them. Spoiler, they're not loud. They are charming. But now, you'll know exactly what to look for. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, stay grounded, and remember, silence isn't weakness. It's strategy.